Hey guys, Teacher Daniel here. Today we are starting a new unit, Unit 5. So get your student book and let's open on page 58. And we are going to begin today a new unit, Unit 5, Around Town. So go to your book, page 58, and let's begin by looking at the picture. So, look at this picture here and tell me, what do you see? What is happening? Great, good job. So now let's go to page 59 and now let's do some listening exercises. Okay, so now we are going to go to page 59. We are going to do exercises 2A and 2B. But first, listen to the audio.
Page 59, exercises 2A and 2B.
Hi, are you the volunteer coordinator?
Yep, Steve Jones. And you're Almaz? Did I say it right?
Yes, exactly. Almaz Bekele. Nice to meet you.
You too. Please, have a seat. I was just looking over your application to volunteer here at Quiet Palms, and it looks really good. Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Of course. Go ahead.
Okay, let's see. You wrote that you've been a volunteer before. Can you tell me about that?
Sure. I volunteered last summer at the public library downtown.
What did you do there?
I worked with adults who wanted to learn how to read. I also taught a little writing, and on Saturdays, I read stories to the kids.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, but what I really liked was working with the older people. It felt like I was doing something really worthwhile.
Uh-huh. So now, tell me why you want to volunteer in a nursing home.
Well, I think I might want to work in the healthcare field someday, but I won't know for sure until I get some experience.
I see. Well, we'd love to have you volunteer here.
Great! When can I start?
I like your enthusiasm, but we have some health requirements. First, you need to take a blood test and a TB test. You can start as soon as we get the results. It usually takes 2 or 3 days.
Okay, I'll take care of that right away. Also, I was wondering, can you tell me what my responsibilities will be?
Sure. One thing volunteers do is, they help residents with their meals. You might encourage them to eat, or just keep them company during mealtime.
Yeah, my grandmother always eats more when I'm with her. She likes having people around.
Then I'm sure you understand that you need to be patient and compassionate with the residents.
I know.
Volunteers also deliver mail and flowers, and they take residents for walks. You'll get more responsibilities as soon as you feel more confident.
Sounds good.
There's an orientation next Monday at 8:30.
I'll be there.
One more thing. You'll need to make a commitment to volunteer at least 3 hours per week.
No problem. I can't wait to start.
Now that you listen to the audio, I need you to answer exercises 2A and 2B. Great. So now let's answer the questions. Who are the speakers? What are they talking about? Now, let's do the correction of exercise 2B. Let's complete the chart. Alma's responsibilities at the library and volunteer responsibilities at Quiet Palms. So, let's complete the first column. Alma's responsibilities. So number 1, work with adults learning to read. Okay? That's what you have here. So tell me one more responsibility that Almaz had or has at the library. Taught writing. Very good. Tell me the other responsibility. Read to children. Very good. So Almaz's responsibilities at the library: work with adults learning to read, taught writing, and read to children. Now, let's talk about the responsibilities, the volunteer responsibilities at Quiet Palms. Tell me one. Good. Help residents with their meals. Tell me one more. Deliver mail and flowers. Very good. And the last one, take residents for walks. Good job. So if you got everything right, your answers should look like this. Now let's go to exercise 3A. Now you have to complete this story with these words in the gray box. Before going to the exercise, let's practice some pronunciation, okay? Repeat after me. Can't wait. Can't wait. Commitment. Commitment. Compassionate. Compassionate. Coordinator. Coordinator. Orientation. Orientation. Patient. Patient. Residence. Residence. Responsibilities. Responsibilities. Volunteer. Volunteer. Worthwhile. Worthwhile. Now, with these words, complete the story. Good job. Now, let's go read together and complete the story and do the correction together, okay? Listen to the story and do the correction in your own book.
Page 59, Exercise 3A.
Last summer, Almaz volunteered at the public library downtown. She liked working with the older people because she felt that she was doing something worthwhile. Today, she is meeting with Steve, the volunteer coordinator at Quiet Palms, a nursing home. She wants to volunteer there to find out if she likes working in the healthcare field. Steve tells her about some of her responsibilities at Quiet Palms. He says it's very important for volunteers to be compassionate and patient when they are working with the residents. He asks Almaz to make a commitment to volunteer at least 3 hours per week. Almaz agrees to attend an orientation. She says she can't wait to start volunteering.
Okay, so now we are working with our workbook, page 54. We are going to practice a little bit more. So go to your workbook, page 54, and we are going to do exercise 1. What I need you to do now is to follow the reading, listening to the audio, and
Unit 5, Around Town. Page 54, Exercise 1.
My Volunteer Experience by Danny Parks. Last summer, I was a volunteer at Stone Valley Children's Hospital. I'm thinking about a career in the childcare field, and I wanted to find out if I liked working with children of different ages. First, I talked to the volunteer coordinator at the hospital to get more information. Before I started, I had to attend 3 orientation sessions. I also had to pass some health tests. I made a commitment to volunteer 2 mornings a week. Every day at the hospital was different. One of my favorite jobs was to take the toy cart to the children's rooms. They could choose toys to play with and take home, and that made their time in the hospital a lot happier. Another job I enjoyed was delivering mail and reading cards and letters to the youngest children if their parents weren't there. I also helped little children eat their lunch during mealtime. Sometimes the volunteers did art projects like drawing and painting with the children. They really loved that. Some people think that it's difficult to work with children who are so sick, but that isn't true. The children made me smile and laugh every time I was there. To work with sick children, you have to be patient and compassionate. You don't really need any special training, just some free time and a desire to help. I can't wait to volunteer again this summer at the hospital. I think volunteering is a worthwhile experience for everyone.
Now that you finished your reading, we're going to answer the questions. So let's answer the questions now. You can pause and answer the questions and then do the correction, or you can just jump to the correction. We're going to now do the correction of questions 1, 2, and 3 according to our reading. Question number 1. Write 2 words to describe volunteers who work with sick children. One word is already here. It's patient. And what's the other word that you saw in your reading? Very good. The word is compassionate. Did you get that one right? Let's go to question number 2. Write 3 things Denny had to do before she became a volunteer. So tell me 3 things Danny had to do before she became a volunteer. What are the things that she had to do before she became a volunteer? So this is the first paragraph. Look. So she talked to the volunteer coordinator. So we just put here. She talked to the volunteer coordinator. This is before she became a volunteer, right? Good. So one thing she did was to talk with the volunteer coordinator. What's the other thing she did? She attended 3 orientation sessions. Yes. And what's the last thing? She had to pass some health tests, right? So how are you doing? It's easy or difficult? So next question is, Write 4 responsibilities Danny had at the hospital. So what she's saying is that 4 things she had to do. So this is in the second paragraph of your reading. So she had to take the toy cart to the children's room. So she had to take the toy cart to the children's room. What's the other responsibility that she had to do? She had to deliver mail. She had to deliver mail. Number 3 would be she helped children eat their lunch. She helped children eat their lunch. You don't have to use the words, the exact words in your reading. You can use your own words, okay? But I'm trying to follow the words in the text so you can find it later if you have any questions. And the last one that she had to do, she had to do art projects with the children. She had to do art projects with children. Okay, so this is the correction of your exercise 1. Okay, so now let's go to exercise number 2 and let's do it together. Exercise number 2. Circle the correct words. So you have here 6 sentences. You have the words that are in bold, and the exercise is asking you to circle the correct word. Okay, so see the example here, sentence number 1. If you can't wait to go home, you want or you don't want to go home? The correct answer is you want to go home. Okay, so this is what the exercise is asking you. This should be in bold too, this one here, okay? Number 2, Larissa is very patient with her children. She's always calm or she's always angry. If Larissa is very patient, it means that she's always calm. Oops, let me just choose a better. Yeah, she's always calm. Okay, very good. Let's go to the next one. Sentence 3. The residents of a building are the people who work or the people who live there? The residents are the people who live there, not the people who work. They reside there. Okay, that's the meaning of residents. Let's go to sentence number 4. We had an orientation meeting before we finished volunteering. So usually when you have orientation meeting, it's before you start or before we started volunteering. After you finish, there is no need for orientation anymore. Okay? So number 5, I think playing sports is worthwhile for children. It's a useless or useful way for children to spend their time. If playing sports is worthwhile, it means playing sport is useful. Very good. Useful way for children to spend their time. And number 6, I made a commitment to the hospital. What does it mean? It means that I won't volunteer 1 day a week, or I will volunteer 1 day a week. If you made a commitment, it means that you will volunteer. Okay, so that's the correction. That's the correct word. Okay, so how was it?